Clover Plot video 5. The day finally has came. Finally got ahead. I just seeded my 16,000 plus square foot Clover Plot. Plenty of seed. I put it on a little heavy, maybe 125%. So if an acre's 100%, that bag covers 50%. I have like 42% of an acre. Well, anyway, not all of them are going to germinate, so I should be fine. At least I hope I am. But let's do a video here for you. March 9th, here in Missouri. It's going to be 75 degrees today. But the reason I planted this, seeded it, come over here and have a seat, is because there's a soaking rain coming in tonight. Then, of course, I just said 75 degrees. It's my burn from yesterday when I would blow these leaves as far as I could, windrow them, and then light them. Leaves, sticks, twigs, vines. Unbelievable. Anyway, let me sit here. Sit. Continue. Nice to sit. Well, March 9th is going to be 75 degrees today. Rain coming in tonight, and then the bottom drops out. Friday night in the low 30s, and a snowstorm and freezing Saturday. And then I think Saturday night the low is going to be in the 20s, 20 degrees, 22. Well, March is always bad. Fickle March. But good for me, because this, I don't know if you can see this, but there are blue seeds, clover seeds, everywhere. The other chunks are fertilizer, which was a 624-24, 150 pounds of that, by the way. And then, of course, you can't see, but I put on 200 pounds of pelletized lime, which spread perfectly out of that earthway cedar. Couldn't ask for any better. Well, my Whitetail Institute did my soil test for this plot. And of course it needed potash, potassium, no nitrogen. Very little, honestly. But my soil test called for 600 pounds of lime for 16,000 square foot. And I did too, but you can put lime on any time. So I'm going to rest and maybe wait till this clover comes up. Germinates and comes up a couple inches, and then I'll lime it again. And either finish again later in the year or do it next winter. So I get 600 pounds of here. I'm going to do this right. So March 9th. And I promise no more. I won't do any more videos till this thing comes up and looks good. Then of course I'm going to do one. I'm going to be proud of it. It's my first attempt at this. Well, that's not true. My brother and I tried to do one of these years ago, but we didn't know what we were doing. Anyway, that didn't work out. I didn't use any chemicals, didn't even think about it. Liming, of course it was on an oak flat. But anyway, this one should work out. And in my other video, I talked about the apple trees. Well, they shipped. They are coming. 3 different flavors of apple trees that will pollinate each other. So this is gonna work out here. And she told me, I had that wrong, by the way, in my other video. Not 5 or 6 years. Even with root stock, I'm gonna do this right. And they recommend not fertilizing them the first year, by the way. I'm gonna do it right. Plant these things smart and take care of them. 3 to 5 years, I'm gonna have apples here. 3 to 5. So 3, 4, 5 years from now, I'll have apples dropping, mature and dropping in early September. And I think that's a Gibson Gold flavor, by the way. Then in October, a Yates apple. And then November, December, January, into January, the Arkansas Black. And I think also in November, those Japanese persimmons, which are about the size of a baseball. I'm telling you, I'm excited. They'll start dropping. So 3, 4, 5, this perennial clover. And I did this right. If the weather works, this should be fine up here. Perennial clover, I'll get 5 years out of this. Should. and I'll finish the lime, and then 3, 4, 5 years, these apple trees start. This is really going to be awesome up here. So, anybody that's new, hasn't watched these videos, this is my new place. We closed on this third or fourth week of January. So I've been, this thing was all overgrown. Let me show you what it looked like. You see that? Maybe that bad or worse down here. Full of honey locusts, thorny locusts, post oaks, junk elm tree, some kind of elm, stickery elm, I don't know what flavor, they're a junk tree. Well, chainsaw work, I started this, excuse me, February 16th, I think. Right in there was the first time I walked up this hill with my chainsaw. And started piling up brush. The reason for that, one, benefit is, there's enough wood laying up here. It's going to season, heat my house for years, if I ever needed it. But I laid all this brush out. I wanted some security cover for these deer, more importantly so they can't see through it. And I'm trying to funnel them from the west, from my timber, to come in. So I've got this thing set up right. I mean, I thought about this before I did it. I laid it out. Typically in Missouri, around November 1st, the winds change from south to north. And somewhere around November 1st. Anyway, normal wind, north, northeast, and or northwest. November through spring. But this setup, that's a north wind stand. Swing around here. And one of these trees, maybe this double trunk will be a south or west, perfectly west. The bad wind up here is an east, which we've been having more east winds. Well, my new ground here, I have a stand already set up away from here for an east wind. So the point is, I don't want to get home, plenty of daylight left, and not be able to hunt in the evening because of the wind. So, but believe me, if it's an iffy wind, I will not come up here. So I know better. I've been doing this too long. Iffy wind, all you're going to do is educate these deer. Actually, if you want to know the truth, one fear I have now is, I never even thought about this, I never hunted over a plot, but you know, if I have deer in a plot, how do you get out of the stand after dark if they're in the plot? Well, what I used to do, you know, hunting ridgetop, believe it or not, I'd bark at these deer like a dog. It always worked for me, so I don't know if I'm going to try to do that. Well, that's a good problem to have. Too many deer around you. So, all right. This thing, I'm very pleased. So much work up here. If I ever do this again, I'm going to get a dozer or a big skid steer, and this thing will be done. So, but this one, like I said before, it's for my kids. So this one was on me, but if I ever do this again, I'm getting a machine and some diesel fuel. We'll do it easier. So, guys that have been, you know, quality wildlife management, here I am. I'm going to do this, and I don't know. I've been thinking about going back in this timber and doing some hinge cutting, but I'm not sure I'm for that. You know, I just might cut some firewood out and generate some browse. You know, hinge cut, these trees are going to die. And I tell you what, I cannot make myself cut a white oak. Unless it's standing dead to burn. I can't do it. I'm not, no. That's like the Snickers tree for deer every second year here, at least in Missouri. If y'all didn't know, there are 36 or 38 different species of oak in Missouri. And the white oaks just, oh my gosh. We've all been in the woods, you know, in October. And the acorns are falling like a light rain. You know, those are magic days. Anyway, thanks everybody for being patient. I promise, no more videos. We'll get this thing up and looking good, and I'll share one. So, thank you all for your patience. I appreciate it coming along with me on my 2017 food plot prep. Well, there's no more prep, everybody. This thing's seeded. So, come on, weather. Work for me. And this stuff needs to come up and look good. So, thank you all, everybody. have a great bow season upcoming, because hopefully I will. It's not about killing these deer, of course. You know, deer are tasty. You know, I love to eat deer, but seeing them is one thing. Roger Rothhar said in a video, and it was the greatest quote I've ever heard about hunters, irregardless of bow hunting. But he said that he doesn't hunt deer to kill them. He kills deer because he hunts them. Think about that. Is that not awesome? So, I thank the Lord that he made me a bow hunter. And I did all this sweat up here for the deer and for my kids. So, thank you all.